Well, everybody, it's a sad day for Tundra owners everywhere. Welcome to the channel. We had one of our own, just didn't make it. And that's what this story is about. Now, I can't believe this truck blew up. It's pretty amazing to me. We'll get into what's going to happen, what happened, and how it happened. Now, I'm sitting in my truck, so obviously my truck is not the one that blew up. But you're going to want to watch this anyway, because this truck did not have very many miles on it. So let's get into what happened. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of the story first, and then we're going to get into what year this truck is. You know, obviously it has the 5.7 liter engine just like mine does. You know, the V8, the big V8. But I couldn't believe this happened. You know, I don't think this is common. I don't think this is a real common issue. So if you're looking at buying a Tundra, I probably wouldn't let this sway me one way or the other. But I feel like this video needed to be put out there for you all to see. So here's a little bit of the story. The first part of the story kind of had a little bit of a humor to it. And I'm going to tell you that part as well, because I can't imagine this happening. And this whole story is just bad luck from the beginning to the end. I mean, it was just horrible luck through the whole thing. So I have a buddy at work who actually bought his Tundra, I believe, right before I did. It is also a 2016, just like mine. But his isn't a platinum. I think it might be like a TRD off-road or something like that, like an SR5 TRD off-road. I can't remember, which doesn't make a difference because the engines are the same. So he had some friends at work that were going on vacation, and their vehicle wasn't big enough to haul their family, you know, to Louisiana to get on the boat to go on the cruise. So he offered to let them drive his Tundra. Now, first of all, that's probably not going to happen with me because I don't loan my truck out. Rob Motive just did a video not too long ago about loaning his Tacoma out and stuff like that and letting other people drive his Tacoma and everything. And he was talking about how he doesn't do that and stuff. And I don't really do that much either. So, and this is part of the reason why, because I would feel horrible if this happened to me. But he offered to let these people, and they're good people. They are great people. I've known them for many, many years. They are great people. I just don't usually loan out my truck and let people drive it from Tennessee to Louisiana. So they got in the truck and they were like, man, this is an awesome truck. It's got tons of room. And they were like, we got to buy one of these. On the way down there, he had a bed cover that kind of sit flat on top of the bed. And all of a sudden, it just comes off. The bed cover just flies off on the way down to Louisiana and just starts swirling through the air. Luckily, it didn't hit any other cars. It slid through the median. So they had to turn around, get on an off-ramp, turn around, come back and get the bed cover. Now, that's kind of the funny part. I can't imagine driving down the road and all of a sudden my bed cover just boosh and it's gone. But that's what happened to them. And then that's the first phone call that they had to make to my buddy at work. And they told him that the bed cover messed up. I think it actually bent the bed cabs, because it's one of those bed covers that locks in like this. And when it come loose, I think it actually bent the bed cab up and just come off the back of the truck. So that's the first bad thing that happened to them. There's really only two bad things that happened, but that's the first one, which is kind of humorous. Even my buddy that owns a truck thought that was humorous. Fast forward, they go on down to Louisiana. You know, they unpack, they get on the boat, they go on their cruise, and they get back. When they get back in the truck and start back home, about 20 miles from the port where they had left, they start hearing a rattle sound or a knocking sound. And they're like, what is that? And all of a sudden, there's a big boom. The steering quit, everything locked up. The engine locked up, steering quit, everything just completely shut down. They got it over to the edge of the road and shut it down. Engine blew up, oil all over the road, probably like 7-8 quarts of oil, whatever they put in it, is all over the road. It's everywhere. The truck's not doing anything, and it's crazy. And we'll get into what it happened to it here in a minute. They looked over to their left, and coincidental, there is a Toyota dealership straight off the interstate to their left. I don't know how much luckier you could be if you're going to be that far from home. Then there's a Toyota dealership right over there. So they called the tow truck picked up the truck, took it over there, had to make a second phone call to my buddy and tell him what happened. I can't imagine being the guy that owns a truck on the other end of the phone and hearing these words, your truck engine blew up. Wait till you see how many miles this truck has on it. It's crazy to me. So they had to go get a rental car and come on home. So here's what it is. My buddy's truck is a 2016 Toyota Tundra, just like mine, 2016. It's got the 5.7 liter engine in it, just like mine does. The truck only has 52,000 miles on it. Barely halfway to 100 yet. These engines are known for going hundreds of thousands of miles. You see these things with, you know, 500,000 miles on them, 400,000 miles on them. You just see them with tons and tons of miles on them, and nobody has any issues out of them. And he blew an engine, or his truck blew an engine at 52,000 miles. Now, he had just had the oil changed 900 miles prior to them going on this trip. So, you know, the oil had just been changed. He does have the lifetime warranty on the truck, so all this stuff has to be done at Toyota. So he just had that oil changed, 900 miles for, so it had fresh oil in it, and he has to maintain all his services to maintain, you know, that lifetime warranty and everything like that. So all his maintenance and everything have been kept up. So for the people that says he needs to maintain his truck better, because I got those comments in my F-150 videos, he did that, and I did as well in the F-150 video, but that's a totally different subject. But, you know, he had maintained his truck, and it had a fresh oil change on it. And it was all done by the dealer, because I think that's part of the stuff too. You have to have it done by the dealer. So, you know, that was all done. So, what happened? The Toyota service manager said it dropped a rod through the block. So it literally knocked a hole in the block, all the oil poured out on the ground. That sucks. All 7 or 8 quarts, whatever these engines hold. I've never changed my own oil because I have the same thing, and I have to have my stuff done to dealer too, but they hold like 7 or 8 quarts. All 7 or 8 quarts is on the ground. He said, the service manager said, he had never seen anything like that happen before. He'd never had one of these trucks do that. It was very odd, and what he thought might have happened, they've not got into it yet and tore it down or anything like that, but what he thought might have happened was he thought that the oil pump might have quit working. Now, I'm sure that's possible. It could have been a faulty part. There could have been numerous things that might have caused that to happen, but in his best guess, without, you know, getting really into it, he felt like that the oil pump might have quit working. And of course, if you're not getting oil to your engine, something's going to give. If it's not staying lubed, something has to give. Something's going to happen, and that's usually what it is. Something blows up. And in this case, it just happened to be the block of the motor, and everything locked down. Now, since he has that lifetime warranty and everything, Toyota is going to cover everything. The manager down there said Toyota has it. They're going to cover every single thing that goes wrong with it. So, you know, I don't know what that entails. You know, I don't know what they're going to do. But he said it would cover everything, and good for Toyota, because these trucks just don't do that. Now, what I hope would happen was they'll replace the engine. You know, I hope they don't just replace the block or something like that. Leave the top end like it is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what all they're going to do, but I hope to goodness that they're not just going to replace part of the engine. They just replace the whole engine. I think that's the right thing to do, especially if it was an issue with the truck, which I don't know what else it could have been. They were driving down the interstate. I don't know how fast they was going. I imagine probably like 65, 75 mile an hour, probably somewhere in that range, depending on what the speed limit was at the time of where they were at. But it had to be something to do with the truck itself, because I can't imagine that, you know, just driving down the interstate, anything like that could happen. Now, he also told me that tomorrow he's going to find out exactly, you know, more about it, what's going to happen, what they're going to do, what they're going to cover, and stuff like that. So I will update you guys on that as soon as I find something out. Like I said, hopefully they replace the whole engine, but you never know with car dealerships. It all depends on what's cheaper. Now, what cheaper means also is it cheaper to replace the whole engine as opposed to the parts it takes to fix it? But you also have to add in labor, because the manufacturer, Toyota as a company, has to pay the labor as well. So they have to incorporate that as well. So just because the parts may be cheaper to actually fix the engine and just piece it back together, it may cost more money in labor to do that than what it would be in labor to just replace the whole thing. It seems like it would be easier to do that, in my opinion, but I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know. Again, sad day for the Tundra community. You just don't see 5.7 engines going down like that. I hate it for my buddy. Like I said, I can't imagine being the guy on the other end, getting a phone call saying your truck is 900 miles away and the engine just blew up and it won't do anything. You'd have to be pretty helpless, feel pretty helpless, because you can't even see it. You can't look at it. My buddy loves his truck as much as I do mine, and it's just got to be a bad feeling. Now, he said when the truck gets done, he's probably just going to fly down there and then drive the truck back just to pick it up and bring it back home. I would want to do that as well. I wouldn't want it shipped. I say that. It's nerve-wracking thinking you're fixing to take a 900-mile trip in a truck with a brand new motor. But if Toyota does it, it should work, but it's still they're replacing the whole engine. Again, I'll update you guys on this tomorrow or the day after as soon as I find out more about it. But I wanted to throw this video up and let you know a Tundra just went down with 52,000 miles on it. Again, I don't think that's common. Don't let that, persuade you one way or the other about buying a Tundra. Mine only has 35,000 miles on it, but I've got buddies that have hundreds of thousand miles on the 5.7 engine with no issues at all. I'll keep y'all updated. Appreciate y'all watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe for the update. See you guys next time.